Welcome to Variant Edition, your source of comic book news and culture. Every week, Variant Edition brings you the best that comics have to offer. It's a half hour of comic book culture, news, reviews, interviews, and we've been doing it since February 2006. If you don't already know, this past weekend was Free Comic Book Day, when we sent Nick over to Classic Comics to see what all the commotion was about.
Alright, so it's Nick, and here for Free Comic Book Day, and as everybody knows, Free Comic Book Day is pretty much like a worldwide holiday for comics and comic fans. It's a day where pretty much everybody comes to comic shops, whether you're like a weekly buyer, or you just occasionally frequent a comic shop. You pretty much show up for Free Comic Book Day. It's a really good way for people to get more things out there, and it's a lot of good things for people to pick up. You know, free comics. Hey, you get a sample or some things. Hey, I like these samples. I'm going to pick them out when they come out. And we've had a pretty good turnout here.
It's Rob Riley here at Free Comic Book Day at Classic Comics, located in Rahway, New Jersey, where I just had a belligerent old man with maybe 2 or 3 teeth harass me for about 15 minutes. It was good. Having a good time so far, though. Good crowd here, and it's a nice shop. Behind me is a wall which has been removed by a 80-year-old woman in a 88 Chevelle. I don't know. Possibly. She was doing about 110 miles an hour on her meds. So, there's a nice breeze coming through. I'm feeling good on this Saturday, May 5th. Take care.
Here with Matt. He's been picking up. What have you been buying lately?
Just trying to fill my holes, get some Drax and some Excalibur, Spider-Man, that sort of thing. Down from Red Bank, and the local comic book store doesn't even do Free Comic Book Day, so this is actually a pretty good thing.
Ouch! Any comic in particular that's free that you're looking forward to?
The Amazing Spider-Man, actually.
Not the Astounding Wolfman?
Oh, yes. Robert Kirkman's Wolfman is something else I'm looking forward to.
Nice, nice. So, yeah, here's Matt, viewer of the show, enjoyer of comics and the small box deal. So we're gonna go out and see if there's anybody else enjoying this as much as Matt is. Alright, Free Comic Book Day here, and I'm here with Derek, who just got done buying some back issues that I was looking for of Ultimate X-Men. I forced him into well, not buying, but taking some free comics because for some reason he was being a chump and wasn't accepting free comics. So which free comics did I make you get?
The Wolfman.
Because it was good. You should like that. And what do you got here in your left hand?
My insanely small box here that I'm going to try filling up.
Any particular comics other than, you know, X-Men back issues that you're looking for?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright, so this box should be filled with X-Men back issues. So Free Comic Book Day is a really good opportunity for shops to either introduce sales or try to introduce new artists. I mean, Classic Comics had, if you've been watching the show, the box sale. $35 for a short box, fill up with comics, you go home happy. They also had Rob Riley here. Fans of the show also know Rob Riley from different conventions. He's an up-and-coming artist, and Free Comic Book Day is a really good time for someone like that to sit in a shop, do sketches, talk to people about comics, because there's constantly people coming in. Even people who don't normally go into shops will come in for Free Comic Book Day, because the word free means a lot for people.
Wow, it's pretty crazy, all those free comics, all those people, Rob Riley, and everyone seemed to be having a great time. Of course, it's very important to support Classic Comics right now, one of our sponsors, because, well, they just got hit by a car. Okay, that's not all we have for you this week. We've also got some reviews. Here they come.
Hi everyone, I just read the new Grant Morrison story arc for Batman 664, and it starts off basically with Bruce Wayne macking it to some women on the slopes of somewhere in Europe, and then they have a date later on, and then it jumps back to Gotham, which I don't know what was the point of that first part, but then it goes into Gotham. Basically you have some crooked cops in an alleyway making a deal with a pimp and some hoes. That's Grant Morrison, so I don't know. But anyway, so basically it goes from there, and the pimp doesn't want to make the deal with the cops anymore, and then Batman comes in and kicks the crap out of the cops, and then he's questioning the women and the pimp, and he's telling the women basically get a life and get out of here, and then he takes the pimp, and the pimp kind of shows him where the deal was going to be made, and as Batman's there, he finds like 2 strippers like hung kind of and beaten to death, and then from there on he goes and he's trying to figure out who could have done this, and he sees a tranquilizer, and he's like thinking maybe it's steroids or whatever, and then he starts thinking maybe it was one of the cops that were involved with the whole Joker, because there's so many crooked cops, and then it ends with a character that looks a lot like an older character, and you're kind of confused, and he's dressed a little bit like Batman, but I don't know. But overall, the issue was good. It's Grant Morrison. He writes a lot of weird stuff and good one-liners, so check it out. It's a good comic.
Amazing Spider-Man number 540 picks up. Aunt May's in a coma now. She's being kept alive by the machines alone, and Spidey is pissed. So what does Spidey do? But he decides to, there's only 4 gun dealers in all of New York that carry this one specific type of scope. So what does he do? He goes ask them. He asks all of them. And he finally finds one who heads him to the right guy after he throws him through the window. Very un-Spidey-like of him. But he goes to this apartment where this hitman's supposed to be, and, he's gone, and, since he can't get through, the airport with guns anymore, you gotta go to the train station. It's the only way out of the city, really quickly. It's a good thing the guy left, because Spider-Man's not the only one who's looking for him. There's 2 other guys in suits who showed up. But that's besides the point, because Spider-Man is now in the train station, and he's not really doing anything. He's just kind of sitting there, waiting for the guy to panic from the sight of Spider-Man alone, so that his spider sense tingles. Oh, and does it tingle. Spider-Man then threatens to kill our assailant, but is beaten to the punch because the mob guy who was looking for him, he finds him, guns him down. And of course, Spider-Man manages to throw a spider tracker on him and follows the guy outside where he's on his cell phone. Outside of the hospital where Aunt May is, that is. Not outside of the train station, because apparently the gunner who dies by the gunshot wounds is taken to the same hospital where Aunt May is. But that's kind of besides the point, because what you're dealing with here is just Peter Parker pissed off, sad, mad, angry, and ready to kill just about anybody who would put out the hit for Aunt May. And who put out the hit? But more on this later.
Alright, issue number 0 of Fall of Cthulhu by Boom Studios. Not Call of Cthulhu to those of you who know about Cthulhu. It's called Fall of Cthulhu. Now, to those of you who aren't really familiar with Cthulhu or Lovecraft, let me just give you a really quick rundown. And you literary buffs out there, shut your traps, because I probably don't have everything in detail, but I'll do my best. So Cthulhu basically is this ancient elder god who traveled across time and space eons ago to come to Earth to bring, havoc and chaos to it. But he's dead, but not dead. He's sleeping. He's always dreaming, even though he's dead. So Cthulhu just kind of sits there being dead, but always dreaming of nothing good, because all he wants to do is, when he comes back to life or wake up, is wreak havoc and chaos on the Earth. That's pretty much all you need to know about Cthulhu. That, and the fact that there's always some crazy bastards forming cults for him to try to wake him up to bring havoc and chaos, to the Earth because they couldn't get a prom date. That's pretty much how it goes with the big C. So anyway, Fall of Cthulhu, it's 783 AD or something. I don't even remember his name. It was Ahad or whatever. And he's sitting there, he's smoking his hookah, going nuts, talking in gibberish and saying all this crazy crap about how he dreams about, these gods talking to him, which is all, Cthulhu and the gang of the old ones. So he's writing all of his crap down, the Necronomicon, which you're not really supposed to. And he finds this out the hard way, because he's walking around, and a big-ass dirt demon kind of comes up, pulls him into the ground. He's like, oh, snap. What's cool about this, the next scene that comes up when he wakes up after being absorbed by this, dirt demon thing, everything's different art, which is cool because he's in a different dimension. Said, hey, it goes together like, apples and oranges or some junk like that. So he goes there, finds out that he's really not supposed to be writing about it, and this big creature's telling him, it is time, or some crap. Broken English. Terrible stuff. He wakes up, he's in this torture chamber by all these other guys who are saying, how dare you write the things that should not be written, and they're gonna, we're gonna show you why, and all this crap. So they throw him back to those things. It's insane. So he's, in this other dimension under the ground somewhere. Well, now it's in present day. It opens up with this kid saying that he wants a puppy. Why? I don't know. They're good companions. So it's him and some dude. Maybe his father, maybe his cousin, maybe that weird uncle your parents don't tell you about. But he's with them on this boat, in what seems to be a bayou swamp kind of thing. They're kind of just moseying around, stick in the water, kind of zooming. And they're looking for the body of that guy who was under the earth who wrote the Necronomicon. Why? Because this guy wants to bring him up and put some snakes in him or something to wake him up and do something. They don't really explain it. All you know is that things are going to go down, and from what I gathered, I think they're going to try to bring down Cthulhu. I don't know how. Maybe there's another elder god that they can use to, battle Cthulhu, which would be cool, because it could be, somewhat kaiju, Cthulhu and big other monster god, showdown in Seattle, Tickets available now. I don't know. This issue didn't really do much for me. I want to see where it's going just because I don't know where it's going. So, yeah!
New X-Men number 38. What happens when Shaitan shows up at the old academy for gifted students? All hell breaks loose. That's what happens. They all go into limbo, and the demons come and have everybody locked up. And David, the one human who's left at the Xavier Academy for gifted youngsters who's not so gifted anymore, finally gets his vision fixed by Foley. To have his heart ripped out later on in the book. A human dead. David's gone. I hated the character. Thank you. Other than that, everyone's locked up. No one knows what to do. And then the Dark Child shows up. I really want to see what this quest for magic is going. Pick up this book and the ones previous. Get yourself caught up. This story's going to be amazing.
Alright, not too long ago, I reviewed issue number 1 of City of Others. Finally got a chance to read issue number 2. And let's just say, Bernie Wrightson, you're doing a really, really good job. I mean a really good job. Steve Niles, you're kind of weird. But anyway, City of Others 2. You find out where this train full of zombies was going. It's heading to this castle full of vampires, because the zombies are being sent there by this, evil, time-defying mastermind who's been nothing but trouble for as long as he's been around, switching his brain from body to body so he can move around freely, and no one will recognize him, because it's his brain in a different body. Exactly. I wouldn't have done that either. But anyway, so, zombies are going to this castle that have these vampires in it, but they're not your typical vampires. They, vampires that don't sleep in coffins, and they make fun of Peter Cushing instead of run from him. And, main character meets up with them, and they're trying to tell him, this whole story about why these zombies are coming for them, what happened to this guy who's got the mobile brain and goes from body to body. Long family history thing between this guy before he was a vampire, who's, town was hit by this plague and all this crap that this guy who switches his brain in and out of bodies did to him. So he formed somewhat of a pact with these vampires to make him immortal so that he can be immortal to keep up with this guy who's practically immortal because he goes from brain to body to body. And he's a vampire. So now they're at this castle fending off zombies, and this guy's thrown in who likes to kill people. It's kind of I don't care about you vampires, you guys are lame. The zombies look amazing, thank you Bernie Wrightson. But, story's not really going anywhere. I mean, the zombies storm the castle. They come in because the vampires are poorly prepared. They have, 20 rounds in each gun, but there's, a sea of zombies out front. Crap goes down, then they're oh, now we gotta go to fisticuffs with these zombies. So they do that, and they get their asses beat, because that's what happens when you fight hand-to-hand with the zombie. They bite, all that crap. So long story short, main character gets an axe to the back from one of the zombies who's wielding an axe, and he's I'm dying now. I hate life, so I'm glad that I'm dying. The vampire's no, you can't die. You gotta keep fighting for us. And he's I don't want to live. I want to die. And he's what I'm giving you isn't life. It's eternal death. So the guy being all emo and picks him up on his vampire offer, and he falls through the sewer, and he's in the water now, and he's oh, what'd I do? So he hates life, loves death, and does things that he regrets immediately. Thank you, Steve Niles.
So that's it for Variant Edition, and what a great show it was.
Good show, good show.
You know what's even going to be a better show, though?
What's that?
Our discussion about Spider-Man 3 coming up in very shortly. Next week we'll be filming it, and then I'm sure that'll be out by Friday or something for you people who want to rip on Spider-Man 3 or people who want to praise Spider-Man 3, the two of you that are out there. So yeah, that's the show.
That's the show for this week, and always remember, there are many ways to watch us here on Variant Edition. You got iTunes, VO, YouTube, Google Video, Blip TV, and on TV through Akimbo On Demand. But if you want the best quality video and the quickest downloads, seriously, it's really, really fast. Head over to variantedition.com.
Absolutely. That's it for the show. Catch you guys next week. That's it for Variant Edition. Thanks for watching.
Yep, it was a good episode.
Great episode. Lots of stuff on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, Free Comic Day was a blast.
Lots of reviews. I'm not used to not reading here, but yeah, we can just wing this. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that again. Okay, ready? Hold on.
Hey, everybody. That was terrible.
All right.
Thanks for watching, and oh. Coming up later on this week, we have a
yes.
discussion.
A lot of you liked our discussion from this past week, so we have like the discussion to end all discussions right now. Spider-Man 3. People either like it mediocrely, if that's not a word, or they didn't like it at all. It's either meh
I
or
mean,
good.
they didn't like it at all, sort of. Well, no, mediocre. I
You
guess.
gave me that thumb middle.
Yeah, it was
shit.
somewhere around here. I don't know.
That was terrible, Kevin.
That's
we should,
blackball
we should
right
really, a different one. Me going, what? That just...
Yeah, dude. You
All right.
New X-Men number 38. What happens when, Oh, Shaitan.
Wait, who?
Shaitan.
Shaitan?
Shaitan.
Shaitan?
Shaitan.
Shaitan.
They call him Shaitan.
There's a with an H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Shaitan. Shaitan.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on.
This past weekend was Free Comic Book Day. Stores around the country are reporting record... I was going to caption turn out.
That's sold out.
I know.
It's sold out.
What?
Upcoming Wonder Woman writer Gail Simone continues Gen 13 with new artist Carlo Barberi. This week in issue 8...